there was a conflict with between OBS and Discord when I would try to uh, start the video on through the video call. If I had OBS running, uh, because I would set it up and start it and all that, and then hit record, and then I would do the call. On our end, the video wouldn't come up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it just kept sitting there with the little progress bar, little rotating things, and I was like, what in the hell? Like, I don't understand. So then I closed it out, and then it came right up. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe there's so we tried it a bunch of times and figured out that, I have to start the video call first and then start my recording stuff.
Yeah,
So,
I did the same thing with a guy in Ireland that plays Airsoft. His name's Lease. And we was having nothing but problems with OBS and Discord.
yeah.
And like would end the call randomly just because it wanted to.
Oh, Jesus.
Both of our internets were fine, and we was like in this debate about airsoft headshots and stuff like that. And the call would just end. I'm like, they know.
That's what it is. Yeah, we haven't had that issue yet, but we've had now, and I will say this, sometimes we're recording, we're not live, so if I have to edit something, it's fine. But typically, what's happened is either my audio will go out just randomly, or yours will. So, and it happens. It's whoever. It's happened to almost everybody I've had a chat with. So if that happens, just be like, hey. I can't hear you,
You.
Yeah. So, and I'll just cut that part out. But yeah,
Awesome.
man, I was glad you said you wanted to be on here because I was, I've been talking to Keeper
Yeah.
like a bunch of times, and
And
he's
I've been
got,
watching all your guys' videos back and forth too. I'm like, this is kind of cool.
yeah. Well, the last one, the most recent one we did with him was he was talking about some of the guns that you bought from him,
Oh
and I
man.
was like, that's actually how it came up in the conversation. I was like, man, I would love to have Caleb on. He's like, oh, I'll bet he'll do it.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's when I sent you the message. Yeah. Yeah, dude, that guy has a shit ton of guns.
He really does, but it is sad to say that I have bought like some extreme guns that I never thought I would see because they're like discontinued, not made, you can't find anymore anywhere. And it's like the latest one I bought was an Echo One Polar Star MP5.
Woo.
Yeah, and you can't find the Echo One MP5s that like anywhere. They're
Yeah,
all
I've never heard of him.
discontinued. And I'm
Yeah.
like, holy crap, I want that just because I know it's a Polar Star because I've never had one before until I started buying his collection.
Yeah.
So now I have an HPA sniper, which that thing has more range than anything I've ever seen, and it's so low powered, it still has the reach. I'm like, wow, HPA is
Huh.
kind of nice, but I used to hate HPA.
Yeah. Yeah, when these guys first started playing, I never even knew that they had HPA. I didn't know because they were getting the regular AEGs and stuff, and I didn't know a whole lot about airsoft when we first started the channel. I just knew about filming and editing, and
Yeah,
so I was brand new. I knew about paintball because that was my experience, but nothing about airsoft. So that's kind of what led up to a few months into our channel when I made them shoot me in the hand with the Sterling, the World
oh,
War II whatever thing we got, and that thing was shooting 380 FPS, and they had a 90 round mag or whatever, and they were standing like 40 feet away, and I was like, no, no, go ahead, shoot. They're like, no, it's gonna hurt. I'm like, yeah, no, it won't. I mean, I played paintball, bro. Come on, but it was horrible. But I couldn't make a fist for like a week, bro.
oh,
I'm telling you. But yeah, dude. It's but yeah, Keeper has so many different guns. It's awesome. I love, all and he's got all those files.
yeah.
Like he set up a whole page for all the different guns he's got with pictures.
And I will say, everything that I have bought from him, other than maybe a select few, have had their original boxes. And it's like getting a brand new gun from Evic that has not been shipped terribly. It
That
looks
is
like a
crazy.
brand new box from like whenever the gun was made.
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap, dude, this is like Christmas to me because most of the time you order from companies, you get these packages in the mail and it's like, wow, why
Yeah.
ship it like this? Like I got a gas blowback SVD from Evic, one of the aim tops,
Oh
and
yeah.
then with the barrel sticking out of the box.
Oh Jesus.
And I'm like, really, guys? Like nobody caught this? And then I get notifications from UPS saying that there's a gun being shipped, and I'm like, wait, what? What? What about a real steel gun? I'm not that dumb to order it UPS. I can tell you that.
Oh
So it
yeah.
wasn't a fun day.
That's funny. Well, I was just talking to my wife. She just got home from work, and I was like, "Hey, I'm getting ready to start a podcast." And I was telling her about who I was going to do it with, and I was like, because I talked about you. She I told her about you when you first when I first saw you on our
Yeah.
channel, like commenting like way back.
Oh yeah.
And I remember I joined one of your live streams. I think you were at work,
Yep.
and I was commenting in there, talking to you in there, and that was kind of the start of us kind of, our conversation, I guess.
Yep.
Like right after that, you were getting into airsoft, and I was telling
Started doing
her,
boxings because of you guys. The ways that you guys always did, like at least twice a month
"Oh,
before
dude,
I started doing it, trying to get YouTube famous.
oh, I know, right, bro? We were doing so many. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there like C7 Viper. They've been doing unboxings for quite some time.
Yeah.
But I think we were the only ones that had massive unboxings, like
Yeah.
amount of people. We had 4 and 5 people getting getting
Yeah.
their own
You
boxes.
guys would rotate out. Like, oh, here's JP.
Yep. There's JP. There's Travis. I mean, we had some, and then we
Yeah.
had
You're
guests.
like people that you don't show on the channel often. Like, oh well, this person ordered a BOA too, and then
Yep.
new face. I'm
Oh
like that.
yeah. Oh yeah. We had some good times with that. It was we were that's how we built up so many guns so fast. It was
Yeah.
like, bro, where are we gonna put these things?
And then you guys even started putting them on your websites, and I still have that AK that is winter
Oh
camp.
yeah.
I still have that thing to this day.
That's crazy. Yep. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you painted that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did a good job on that.
I advanced a little bit. I'm about to start airbrushing.
Nice.
So I'm going to be getting more technical with my painting and making some fun stuff and doing giveaways with it.
Yeah.
Just to bring something unique. Because I see that Justin O guy always does them. And I'm like, that's awesome. Like,
Yeah.
I can do this at home too, but I don't advertise my work like that. Like, I just do it for fun.
Right.
And then the field and people are like, where'd you get that gun? I'm like, I painted it. This is paint. I promise. There's nothing new about it.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's fun. We did I think I painted 2 guns since we started the channel. I did one with one of the snipers that I think was in a giveaway. We did just the basic whatever you call it, where you lay the grass and straw over it and then paint that, like just make those lines. And then that one I did with I painted it bright yellow, the M4, the whole gun, bro, like all bright yellow, even the mag. And then I had to sand the top of the mag. Well, I taped the top part, but I didn't tape enough of it so it would stick.
Oh,
So, because I put like multiple layers of paint, and then I put clear coat on it, so it wouldn't scratch. But yeah, that was it. And I thought about getting it, getting a airbrush and starting to do that, but I was like, I
it's
don't know.
actually not as bad as you think. You can buy the little kits with the like mini air compressor
Yeah,
and use that tester's model paint because it just needs thinned down a little bit and then just lightly clear coat it, and it actually holds very well.
Hmm.
Because I've had one that I've taken to the field. It was one of my friend's guns. He custom painted it himself. I actually tripped and fell, and the gun went sliding across gravel, and it actually did
Oh,
not scuff the paint.
what?
Yeah, I was very impressed with how well it turned out. It was like almost a Cerakote style finish,
Yeah.
and it did not tear it up. There was like a little scraping on it, but it wasn't like the actual paint. It was the clear coat that gave way.
Yeah.
So I was like,
That's
oh.
cool. Yeah, that's very cool.
See, this is throwing me off though. I got my Monster. Where's your Bud Light at?
Oh, I know. Well, I'm drinking. I got my little
Okay,
monogram glass here,
just making
but
sure you get something off screen because that's
I
not.
got I got something. No. So Monday. Well, I guess that was yesterday. I had to take a break from drinking. I was drinking. I drank. From the holidays, bro. I was just like I was drunk every weekend, like a lot. So I'm like, man, I got to flush my system out, and so I haven't drank since Sunday. I'm starting to get the shakes. Not really, but no, I'm drinking unsweet tea, which I love. But I've been drinking a lot of water, and whenever I do something like this, I do take a lot of vitamins. I always take a lot of vitamins, but I'll take these like super greens, powder, and then drink tons of water. So yesterday I drank like 120 ounces of water. Today I've drank like 80 something. So I'm like, man, I cannot even drink another thing of water tonight. I just so I switched it up with unsweet tea. But in South Carolina, man, you order unsweet tea like out somewhere, people look at you funny because in the South it's like everyone drinks sweet tea.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, you must be from the North. I'm like, I'm from Ohio. It's not that far north. Like what the hell? But yeah, I don't have a Bud Light tonight, which I know that breaks the norm. When my wife got home, I said, "Yeah, I'm about to do a podcast." She goes, "And you're not drinking?" That's the first thing she said. I said, "No, I gotta clean out a little bit."
Make room for new.
I'm saying, yeah, because we got, maybe this weekend or whatever. Yeah,
Gonna get snowed in again where you have to drink.
dude, I'm telling you. I think I saw we're gonna get it like Friday or something, Thursday or
Right.
Friday.
Saturday
Yeah,
morning, I've been watching it because there's a guy on YouTube I watch, does it all out of pocket. He's a meteorologist, and
nice.
he's been dead on compared to like our local news.
Yeah.
So I watch him now instead of the regular news. I'm like, why watch the news that's been wrong every time?
Oh yeah, I hear you. Well, when you and I first started talking, I remember you told me how you were starting to get interested in airsoft, and I think it was you had something to do with movie props, right? Now, how did you get into that? I've always been curious about that. I don't know if I ever asked you this, but I was really curious about that.
So the fun thing is I've always liked real steel weapons, always been around them because I have ex-police and some military in my family, not a lot of us, but I've always liked how they act on movies, and you don't necessarily have to have a gas blowback to make it look good. Like I got LCT AKs that look like the real steel version, and just with a little bit of editing, you can make an airsoft gun look just like an actual functioning gun.
Yeah.
And I've always messed around with the theory of it, and then I actually started acting back in high school, and they've always had like little cheap props, blah blah blah, and half of them just aren't realistic. The weight, you could just like boomerang this thing and it would come back to you.
Oh, like a Springer.
Yeah, like one of them plastic ones that you would get from like Walmart or something when they used to sell them, and
Yep.
then paint them, and then it's just like, okay, what is this? Like you couldn't even act like this is a real thing because if you move your hand too much, it's going to look unrealistic. Well, then I
It's like those scenes in the movie or shows where somebody has a cup of coffee and you can actually tell that there's nothing in there
yeah,
because
they're
they
like,
they just tip it too fast.
you know, okay,
Yeah. Yes.
especially if it's hot coffee that they just poured in there, and then you see them go, no, that's not how it works. But I took some airsoft guns, got with some friends, had ordered like this $299 video camera, and just shot this terrible short film and got into the VFX side of it, like the editing. And I was like, you can actually teach people real life steps with firearms from airsoft replicas and make movies with these, even though they're just airsoft guns. And it's just about how a person holds it, how they react to it. Like if it is an AEG, it's obviously going to make a noise. So then you already have your sound placement. If you have a gas blowback, it makes a loud sound. And then with gas blowbacks, it actually has that recoil. So
Right.
it actually makes it easy, but you would have to compensate a little more. Like, say you have a SCAR L or a SCAR H, you're going to have to make that kick look a little more over exaggerated.
Yeah.
But that's how I actually started doing the movie props, and people feel safe with non-blank firing weapons. Even though these do shoot BBs, they don't always have to.
Right.
Like the scars that I have now, both have little switches on the magazine, so I can make them blow back until it's empty, or I can just set it where it doesn't lock back at all, and they can just keep firing it. And
Nice.
I'm on the sets with them, and then be like, "You got 30 shots in this. Nothing's going to come out, but on the 30th click, you hear it come back. I'm going to have to run in frame real quick and then lock it back for you." And it works so well with editing. Like, there's so many tricks with airsoft guns. There's a lot of movies, even Hollywood based, that use airsoft now instead of blank fire because all the incidents that have been happening, prop
Right.
master lacking, and it actually has helped people like me, the lower budget people that are just using airsoft for our films.
Yeah.
It's like I could take some of your guys' gameplay and add VFX to it and make it like a World War style movie just by adding VFX to your videos on YouTube shooting at other people with airsoft guns.
Yeah.
It's so cool to be able to do that.
Yeah. The muzzle flash and the sounds and
Yep,
yeah.
I can even make shells eject out of an airsoft gun
Oh, that's cool.
with VFX, and it looks legit.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
how did you get a connection with making movies? Because you were, I think you sent me a screenshot when we first started talking. You were actually in a movie. I think I had just watched previous to that, and it
um
was a big it was a big time movie.
so I was one of those kids in high school that always watched the drama plays at school because we would get breaks from regular class. I'm like, hell no, I don't want to go to class. I'll go watch this stupid ass play that's going on for 20 minutes to just get me out of one class. So I was like, you know what? These kids are actually having fun doing this. So in high school, I started actually taking drama class, and I actually really liked it. Well, as I got older, I kind of let that dream go, and I was like, all right, it's time to be a grown up. I got to work all the time. Well, coincidentally, I was scrolling through Facebook one day, and then since you're from Ohio, you obviously know Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yep.
Um, well, there was a casting agency down in Cincinnati. She goes by D. Lynn Myers, and I seen a thing for a movie, and I'm like, right, I'm just going to apply, see what happens. Well, 2 days later, I get this email saying, we need recent pictures, all your sizes, and can you make it to Cincinnati? You'll be a background extra. And I'm like, okay, yippee. I get to be a guy far off in the camera. No big deal. Well,
Yeah.
come to find out, I started doing this, and then I just go into set, and then you have actors and background actors. Obviously, your actors are your key points. Background's what I like doing, but I do it a little different because you get these kids in there that are fanboys.
Oh yeah.
Want to take pictures with actors and everything else, and then obviously they get kicked from sets. Well, I just go in, treat everybody like normal. I don't care like if you have 100 million subscribers on YouTube or whatever. I'm gonna be like, hey, E-Rock, drink a beer. I don't. But it got to the point where it was just something that I like doing as like an extra thing. So I just kept doing it, and now I've been close up featured in 3 Hollywood movies, a 4th on the way,
Oh shit.
and yeah, there's one called Dark Waters.
That's
With
the one. Yeah.
yeah, that's the one I got a super close shot up, and that
Yep.
was by accident. Like I was
Okay.
I was in a line with a bunch of people on an unemployment line where you'll see a scene prior to me being in it. Um, they're like, I need 3 people to volunteer for a later date. And I'm like, okay, well, nobody else wants to. I'll do it. Well, they took us and moved us to the other side of the street. So we was filming on one side while they were filming on another side. And these vans kept passing each other with the cameras and they kept coming back by. And then it made me nervous because they're like, okay, well, you're good at the end. And I was the one at the very end where they started. So I'm like, yep, I got cut. Well, they kept me around and kept filming these other two, like, just would not follow instructions. And they're like, okay, we got what we need. So when the shot comes, you see me, and then it's a total different scene with other people. And I'm like, holy shit, I made it. They got cut. Like that's a surreal moment. Even like 5 seconds in a Hollywood movie, like that was like, oh. But yeah, I've been doing this since I want to say 2019. I've done short films with nobodies to having a conversation with Tim Robbins from Shawshank. And
Nice.
like just sitting there because I smoke, I get stressed out, nervous, so I'll smoke a cigarette. Well, fun fact is, I was on that same set and I hear, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, damn, I'm smoking where I shouldn't be," because I was kind of by their trailers, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
And I turn around, it's Tim Robbins. And he comes over and sits right next to me and just having a conversation because I don't fanboy. There's no point. They're just normal.
Right. Right.
They want to be treated like everybody else. And I'm like, oh, I'm just getting ready to do background today. And he said, well, you sound kind of bummed about it. And I'm like, it's just background. It's not important. And he goes, well, without background actors, I have no movie to be in. And that's kind of like a surreal moment. Like,
Yeah.
so it makes you like feel like you're actually doing something important.
Right.
But yeah, I've done sets, and then I actually have had a couple actors. I'd be talking to my mom because she gets hyped about some of the movies I do with some of the people she's seen, like in Sons of Anarchy or something like that. And I'll be standing there, and then they'll come by and be like, "Hi, mom," and just get right in my. She's seen it, and she's like, "Really?" I'm like, "That's what happens when you're normal to people. You
Yeah. Right.
come in being arrogant or a fanboy. It does not
Yep.
matter."
That's cool, man. Yeah, I think the screenshot or the picture you sent me, it was I think it was a Dark Waters movie where you were standing in line there,
Yep.
and I was like, oh, I was showing my wife. I was like, we just watched that. That was I think Mark Ruffalo was
Yep.
in it, like the lawyer or whatever, or something like that.
And then there's the other one. It's called Hillbilly Elegy. It was by Ron Howard. That one's on Netflix.
Okay.
And actually, it's not a super close shot, but I got to play a drug dealer in a parking lot. They said I just had the part, and I actually stare down the camera because they mounted it to the hood of the car. And that was so cool to see, like, some of the shots that you see on these movies. Actually seeing it behind the scenes being done is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, you see this car pull up, it's a Honda Civic, and then you see a second Civic pull up with this big mount on it. And I'm like, what is that? And then they put this camera on there that turns and stares you down. I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, on that one, I get to play a drug dealer in a parking lot. I thought for sure the scene was going to be cut. It was filmed in Middletown,
Okay.
and middle of like not so good Middletown at that. So
Yeah.
we're sitting there filming, and we got all these people looking out their windows and stuff with this car coming down looking like a robot. And I got a decent shot. I stare down the camera, and they actually managed to keep it. It's me, 2 other guys, and this little car sitting sideways, and you can see it's supposedly a drug deal. So it's been fun. It really
Yeah. I'll have to watch that. I'll have to see. I haven't seen that one yet.
it's pretty good. It's about when things change for people. Like if you move away, like if you
Oh
was
yeah.
Ohio and you would be like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. Like if I was to move away, it's like I used to live in Dayton, Ohio, which I'm so glad I moved because now driving through there, I'm just like, yuck. And I live here.
That's how I feel when I go back to Ohio to visit, and my mom and my 2 sisters are still up there, and and their families and stuff, my sister's families. But I'm like, I just, I don't know, whatever it is. It's not like even a crappy town. But it's just, I just have this ickiness, man. Like,
It does. It
I
really.
just don't. I guess I had some good memories growing up for sure. But when I was a teenager, I got kicked out of the house when I was 17. And then, I go in the Marine Corps, and I just I didn't want to be there. You know, just one
Yeah.
of those, I just was like, I just don't want to be in this town anymore. And I was glad to get out. We moved back. We lived there for probably 10 years or so before we moved to South Carolina. And I honestly, looking back on it, I think I kind of hated most of it, to be honest. There's a lot of good memories, but I just did not like the area. I hate the cold weather. I love it, in South Carolina.
Well, not now. You don't.
Yeah. Oh,
See, even if you leave Ohio, it still comes back to get you.
bro. I'm like, we haven't had snow like this in, quite a few years, 8 or 10 years or whatever in South Carolina. Normally we'll get ice storms,
Yeah.
it'll have freezing rain, but, and the roads are bad. Everything will shut down for 2 days because nobody
Yep.
can drive.
Yep. Nobody
They don't
knows how to
have,
drive. I
no, there's
seen it.
no salt trucks.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Georgia gets a dusting of snow, and they're like, "Nope, close
Yep.
everything." I'm like, "No, come on, I gotta get back to Ohio, guys."
I'm saying now, no,
Oh,
it's they shut everything down. Yeah.
we
Yeah.
ended up with maybe a half an inch where I'm at in Ohio versus like Cleveland area got like 12 to 16 inches.
Yep.
And I'm like, better you than me. And then I looked and seen your post, and I'm like, holy crap, they got that much down there?
Yeah.
Weird.
We had my brother-in-law. Uh, he sent me a picture yesterday, or was it this morning? With he had a ruler out in his front yard. He put a ruler in there. It was 16 inches
Shoo.
that he had overnight. So
That's
yeah, they
crazy.
get. When I was growing up, we were in right by Akron, Ohio. So we were in the snow belt from Cleveland. So I remember in the 70s, we had a snowstorm. I think it was 78. I was young, but it was like 13 feet snow drifts, 13-foot snow drifts. It was crazy, bro. Like we were sliding, sledding off of our roofs, the houses and shit.
That would
Oh
be
yeah. That was fun. When you're a kid, you don't really care about it too much. It's
no.
only when you get to be an adult and you have to go to work and you have to, go scrape your fucking car off and ice everywhere, and that sucks.
Where I'm at, I'm in middle of nowhere. Like I'm in a place called Conover.
Okay.
Nobody has heard of this ever. You say Conover, they're confused. Well, we get snow, our road does not get touched because we are last priority. We don't even, we're considered a township, so they don't even
Right.
care.
Yep.
Well, the main road will get plowed, and then they'll finally get to us probably like 3, 4 in the morning when we get a large amount of snow.
Yeah.
Our driveway gets plowed in, and it's like 6 foot high, and they're expecting me to drive my Malibu through it. I'm
You
like,
better get out there with a shovel.
yep, you gotta dig your way out if you want to go to work today. And I'm just
I'm
like
saying.
looking at this pile, and I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Oh, that's funny.
That's Ohio for you. Nothing changed.
Yeah. Uh-uh. Yeah, I don't like it. I know. I was talking with somebody that saw the post on our Discord, and they said, "Oh, I like the snow. I'm kind of jealous." And I was like, "Oh, you can have it.
I'm like, yeah,
I don't want. Yeah, I grew up in it. But I mean, you get used to it. But yeah, it was. Nah, I don't like it. I'd rather have warm weather.
oh, but especially right now with as much snow as you guys got, and then what's coming at you again.
Yeah. Well,
Like
I
I
was
think,
out yesterday. I shoveled all of everything. I shoveled the deck. I shoveled the front sidewalk, the driveway, all the way up to the road, because our driveway kind of like when you pull in it's like a real steep hill going down, to the house. So there's no way we could have got out because all the water runs down our driveway. So it was like everything this morning was that wasn't shoveled yesterday would have been pure ice. So I mean, not that we went out of our driveway anyway, you know, because everything's shut down right now. But yeah, it's they're opening up back up because it's been like I think it was almost 40 degrees today, and we had some sun, so it all started melting.
That's good.
Yeah,
Let them open up for a couple days so you can restock before it comes again.
yeah. Now I got to say, my granddaughter, she's 3, and my son was sending us pictures of her playing in the snow at at their house, and they only live like 20 minutes from us, and that's cool when you have little kids around.
Yeah.
You know, it makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah, as adults, it's not so much fun for us anymore.
No. So I saw one of your videos recently. You had a custom gun sent to you by, I think it's one of our guys that we
Yeah.
know, that we both know, DJ.
Yeah, DJ
Yeah, yeah.
was sending me pictures back and forth, which I have another video from him coming up soon, which I'm not going to give that away because it's an
Yeah.
unboxing video. He actually chromed a Glock, like stripped it down, did it all by hand, and sent it to me. It was having some issues, but it was mainly in the mag. And then I short stroked it, and it works flawless now.
Nice.
So it was really cool because I don't like taking from other people's collections unless I buy it. I don't like entering giveaways because I have enough stuff. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm taking from somebody that could. So I'm just like, I don't want to enter anybody's giveaways anymore. Like that's
Yeah.
I don't join channel memberships right off the rip because they're always giving stuff away. And then half the time I'm subscribed to a bunch of you guys. And it's like if I win something, somebody else could use that. I really don't need it. Like
Yeah.
enough stuff that I've accumulated the past 2 years of playing airsoft. It's got to the point where I started ordering the boneyards from Evic.
Hmm.
So then I can fix it myself and then give it back to somebody in the community. Like I do so much more behind the scenes than I show on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like I'll just take random guns and just give them away.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
don't film it because I don't want to be known as that guy on YouTube. It's like the cheater video guys.
Oh, yeah.
They're known. The fight
Yep.
video, that's how they're known. I don't want to be known as the guy that's always giving stuff away. So then every time I post a video, hey, can I have this? Like that's crazy.
Oh, you should see how many comments we get, from different people in different countries,
Yeah.
asking for.
Can't.
That's actually how we on our Discord server. That's how we started a one of the channels on there, send the Beggar's Den. So anyone that's wanting to do that, they just go in there. Can I have this? Can I have that? Oh yeah.
It's been interesting. Like some of the people I've met through airsoft have been like some of my best friends, and we're nowhere near each other in the countries, states,
Right.
or anything. It's like C7 you mentioned.
Yep.
Me and him, I actually started following him shortly after you guys,
Yeah.
and he was doing similar unboxings, but he would be like more over dramatic and comical with his. Like he would
Oh
throw
yeah.
it up in the air and let it hit him, and he'd be like, "Ow!" I'm like, "Really, dude?" At first, kind of like, "What are you doing?" But then I
Yeah.
realized, like from his older videos before I subscribed, he's always done that. And me and him actually did a subscriber box exchange, and we set a limit, exchange boxes, and like he went way out and above like what I was even expecting to happen. Like the dude
Really?
had a whole gun wall, and he took one of his personal guns, signed it and everything.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ordered me a custom 2K play button for me hitting 2K subscribers finally after all this time.
Yeah. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. And it's been hit and miss because YouTube did the shorts thing now, and that's killed views on all my content other than shorts. Like I can get thousands of views on a short, but you post an unboxing, it's like 300 and some odd views, and I'm like, okay,
Yep.
thanks YouTube. But it
Oh
is
yeah.
But I've met some great people like you guys. I've met C7. I've met. I hate to bring up the bigger channels, but I have support from Kicking Mustang. I run his
Yeah,
shoots. Um, he's been very active with me over the past year and a half. Always comments on my photos and everything. I'm like, this is different. I never thought like somebody I watched get in trouble for headshots would be supporting my small channel.
yeah,
And it's one of those things where you never know who's watching your content and who actually is supporting you until they're like, hey, by the way, I love your videos. And it's like, you got 100 million subscribers and you're watching mine. Like,
yeah,
I'm 2K, bud. What are you doing? And they're like, we all started somewhere. I'm like,
yep.
okay, that works.
Yeah, well, it's just like you treat, the actors on set. I mean, we're all the same. We
Yeah,
started somewhere, and I feel like the airsoft community is probably one of the most accepting. Like,
it
you
really,
don't really, yeah. There's a few guys, there's always that like, oh, look at my gear. What do you got?
yeah,
What are
flashy
you doing? Yeah,
arrogance.
yeah,
You
yeah.
can tell.
That's but most people, man, are really they're really accepting, really cool, to like teach somebody new. Oh, you're new? All right, here, let me show you this, whatever.
And then it's fun also, like when you have, like, say, some of the stuff I bought from Keeper.
Yeah,
I'll have these kids come up and like, is that really an HPA sniper? I'm like, yeah. They'll be like, can I shoot it once? I'm like, go for it. And then they get
yeah,
excited over like having something that they never thought they would see in their hands. And it's like, that's what's up. They get so
yeah,
thanks. I'm like, it ain't no big deal. If you want to use it for a game, you can't really. I'm like, yeah, just don't break it, please. That's all I ask. Don't break it. Don't fall with it because I've done that plenty of times.
oh yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. I
man.
remember starting out watching, a lot of these channels. C7 Viper, uh, that was a big one too that I used to watch. But when I first started, like learning how to edit, I'm like, I just started watching all these different videos, and I was like, this guy's cool, man. He's got, I love the ones that he'll have his wife on there,
Yeah.
and they'll like joke around and stuff. I was like, okay, because I was watching a lot of tech videos in the beginning to learn about some of their guns, which are a little more like serious, or just technical, obviously, um, which they need to be. But and then so his, was different. I was like, all right, this guy's cool. And then when I did see you mention that you guys had done a like a collaboration or something. What you're talking about with the
Yeah.
the boxings, and but I didn't see what you got. So I think that's really cool that you guys you're getting in contact with some of these guys, and you're getting some feedback, and
Yeah, and it's one of those things like I'll bounce ideas off of like bigger channels that I'm associated with. Like I'll be like, "Hey, by the way, I'm stealing a clip from your channel to do this," and they're like, "Okay, go ahead, just don't use the whole." I'm like, "Okay, cool." It'll be like something weird they say or something they did in the video that's outrageous, and I'll put it over top of what they say that they're going to do. Like there was one video C7 did, and we did this exchange, and then I ordered something from him, and I said, "Can I use a clip for this video? It's an unboxing." And he said, "Absolutely." And he said one time that he would never order another mystery box from Airsoft GI, and he said, "I will never do that again." So I put it in his video and made him like realize
oh,
after he ordered more mystery boxes that he broke his own rule because he
oh, jeez,
sent like the same gun over and over again from all the different boxes that he was getting.
right,
Like, are they just recycling or what? And sometimes, I hate to say it, I don't like the markup on Airsoft GI. That's why I don't support them. Like,
yeah,
I go local where I can get it in 2 days, like Amped Airsoft.
oh,
That's a
okay,
big go to. And Evic, even though they take months sometimes to get items to.
oh yeah. I know we were having really good success with getting mystery boxes like right away
Yeah.
in the beginning before all the lockdown shit,
And then now it's
but
went to hell.
oh, it's dude. Now I
It's,
gotta say though, this last one I got that I just did the unboxing on a few days ago, that was from Airsoft GI, and I got that really quick. It was like a week or less.
That's
So that was really, surprising
that's
because
like
they're
a
in
one
California.
lifetime chance, like your snow that you got right now.
I know, right? Well, yeah, luckily I got it before all
Oh
this crap hit here. Oh, it's crazy.
yeah. I'm taking a lot of influence from other content creators, like you said, going through watching other people on how they edit, adding memes back into my content, getting back to how I was, because I started letting the YouTube algorithm start pushing me to make forced content, and I was not
Oh, yeah.
it,
Yeah.
because people don't realize just because a channel gets monetized, it is not a cakewalk for us by any means.
No.
Like, I spend hours on end trying to edit videos where YouTube will not flag it. And they think you make hundreds and hundreds of dollars on these videos. You do not.
No.
You make pennies a day on videos.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on how many subscribers actually watch, or if you draw in a crowd, you're not making as much as you think you like these people think you are.
No.
And I've come to realize that. So I've gone back to not caring if my stuff gets monetized or not letting that bother me, because either A, it's gonna flop or it's gonna get seen. One of the two happen. Like,
Yeah.
it's hit and miss. So why not have fun making content instead of trying to force it?
Yep.
I'm going back to the originals. I'm not only running ghillie suits anymore. I'm going to switch back to some indoor plays here and there, and
Okay.
just go back to having fun with it. But I'm still running my ghillie suit.
Right.
People love it when you switch it up and not just snipe with a ghillie. When you run like a gas blowback AK-47, scare the crap out of people because they don't see you standing there, and then all of a sudden you pop that, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't see you, bro."
Oh, that's funny. Oh, so you're running a ghillie suit even when you're not sniping.
Yep.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, I switch up my loadouts. Like, my go-to is, obviously, I don't know how you feel about these being shown, but that's my
Oh, I
SSX
don't care.
3. It
Yeah,
is
that looks
the
awesome.
silent pistol I've ever had.
Yep.
And people will walk right by me, and that shoots under 1 joule, so I have no MED.
Right.
So I'll just tap them on the leg. There's one video where I snuck a round in my ghillie suit and got out a riot shield. And he was
Nice.
lighting my team up, and I just creeped around real slow. His teammate got taken out that was watching him. And I just come up, tap him, and as soon as I tap him, I'm like, "You're out, bud." And then I get taken out shortly after, but it was totally worth it because nobody could bring down the shield.
That's cool.
And ghillie play has been the funnest thing I've done in a long time. And I just don't care, because sometimes it's nice to be lazy on an airsoft field and not full charge in. Just let them come to you, and it's so much fun.
Oh yeah, that's cool. So what was the last big event you went to?
I went to one. Well, so long story short, I didn't get to play as much as I wanted to this year because of prior family medical conditions that have slowed a lot of things down. It's been on and off with my dad since his heart attack last March. I want to say it could have been almost 2 years now.
I
He's
remember
been
you telling me about that.
Yeah, he's been having a hard time like keeping it stable because he goes into AFib like randomly.
Oh
And
shit.
yeah, we have hit and miss moments. Like, 1 month he's fine, and then he'll start feeling like garbage again, and it's to the point where, like, I don't want to be 7 states away and something happen and me not be able to get him to a hospital because I'm the only other licensed driver in my household besides him. So it's like, do I want to take the chance or not? So I kind of delayed my own stuff, switched to unboxings, did a couple local events, and then back in March, I made a 3 hour journey to a Milsim event, and it was like 14 degrees and misty rain and snow mix. And yeah, that was my biggest one. It was called Shattered Union.
Mm.
Uh, First time I've ever used Novrich gear in a game. And then was running the ghillie suit, and people were like falling over me because they couldn't see me in my ghillie. So, and I just like having fun with that. But this year, I already have a couple bigger events booked because I'm going to take the chance to actually push it and grow with some of the other channels that go and do
Yeah.
like collabs. Like if me and you guys go to the same event, I'll
Right.
run the color. So if you guys film and I film, we can do collaborations with like colored. Like, oh well, we took out Caleb Tucker Airsoft.
Yep.
Like, hey, look, I headshot JP.
That's funny, dude.
Some fun stuff like that. I try to always do that with whoever I see filming on the field. I'm like, look, if you guys find me and take me out, send me the footage. I'll put it in the video.
Right.
And then I'll get user submissions, and then they'll think it's me, but it's not. I'm like, you're
Yeah.
shooting, bud.
That's cool, man.
But yeah, try to always have fun with it. Like I'm not going to just let YouTube be a cock block pretty much and
Yeah.
ruin how I want to edit my videos just because they don't put a green $sign on it. Doesn't mean it's the end of the world. I'm not banking or anything from YouTube anyway. It's like
Yeah.
I'm at 2,174 subscribers. I'm cool with that. If I hit 5K, that's even better. Like,
Yeah.
happens,
Just a bonus. Right.
just have fun with it.
Well, I know we were talking last year, and well, I guess it's about a year and a half ago,
Yeah.
before they really started cracking down on like demonetizing airsoft stuff, and we were talking, a little bit back and forth on maybe how to do better or what we could do to,
Yeah.
get more views or whatever, and then it just got so bad.
Yeah, because I noticed even your guys has took a hit
Yeah.
on views since the shorts come out now. It's like they're competing with TikTok, and then now you guys are only getting like
Yep.
46 views on videos, and I'm like, what the hell? They used to get like thousands.
Yeah.
And
Like
it's
even our unboxings and stuff, everything went down, and we're like, oh, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now some of that is our fault because we a lot of things happened at once. So
Yeah.
I guess sometime last year, in the last 8 months or 10 months, we had a lot of things change. So I went back to work. So I was able to, be better, get out of the house. And Colton and Christian, their work schedule changed. JP, same thing. And I think we were all a little burned out.
Yeah.
From it a little bit because when we, that first year, man, we averaged for the first 12 months, we averaged 3 videos a week. And that's a lot of filming and a lot of fucking editing and a lot of prep. You know how it is. You got to get, you don't just go out there and talk. Like we've got it set up. We got to get batteries, make sure they're charged. We got to get BBs. If we're using different, weight BBs, you got to get those, and you got to get the mags, and you got to get like everything set up, targets. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it's probably a good, half hour to an hour of prep before you start filming. Then you film, and if you're trying to get a point across, if we're doing a review, we're trying to say the thing, the right thing, and it just doesn't. We'll talk for 20 minutes and get 3 minutes out of it.
Yep, exactly. And then
Yeah.
people don't realize how much work actually goes into airsoft editing.
Yep.
Like even on unboxings, like you may stutter and totally forget what the gun's called. I've done it. I stutter sometimes when I get nervous and forget what the hell I'm saying. So I'll stutter through it and be like, and then I'll think of what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
So instead of cutting it, I just meme myself now at that point. Like I just put memes on my videos when I screw up anymore. Because video, I don't know. Ever since I've started, I've always messed up at least one word and I will stutter. Well, I got a package from Keeper and I could not say water bottle pouch. And it just kept coming out the wrong way and I just stuttered for like 30 seconds and I just put a meme after it. Like,
oh,
all right, well then there you go.
Yeah.
You can have it. And it makes the video fun because then they're like, what was he trying to say? And then this meme pops up and does its thing and people either hate it or they love it. It's just have fun again.
Right.
And you'll notice my upcoming unboxings, I think it will be not this week, but I will have one next week. I've switched everything to 4K now. I actually started doing edit points, kind of like your guys' stuff and C7's, since I've taken influence from both of you guys. And you'll notice I cut it, but it's like smooth transitions and
Oh yeah.
stuff like that. Stuff I picked up on watching you guys over the last couple years.
Yeah.
And it makes life easy for me to sit here and be like, well, it's easy enough because if E-Rock did this, I can make it my own by switching the transition slide to this because I do Premiere Pro.
Yeah.
It's so easy. And then you can change transitions. You can make it do whatever you want. You can make stuff glitch if you want. I'm like, this is nice. Now I see what he was talking about.
Yeah.
So I've learned a lot from you guys and taking it and pushing my content now, thanks to you guys telling me what to use and just have fun with it. And then, like I said, I lost track of that for a little bit and was forced and stuff. And I would just edit a video just because I was bored. And then I put it in 4K and I'm like, wow, that's so much better.
Huh.
Let me try to cut this down because this is 10 minutes, 5 minutes of me just talking shit. And then I finish it. It's like 5 minutes, 56 seconds. And it turned out to be one of my highest viewed videos to this date, just editing and taking my time with it. And I'm like, okay,
that's cool.
I should go back to having fun, putting memes and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of did the same thing. Like we were, for a while we were like just balls to the wall. And I was, when I first started, editing, I'm just like really impatient, bro. Like my kids are always like, you are the most impatient person on the planet, So I would edit and I was cutting, like I would take, a 20-minute video and make it like, I didn't even care how long it was in the beginning of, YouTube. I didn't know the, like longer is better or whatever, whatever. I was just cutting it down because I'm like impatient watching this thing. So I'm cutting, like I'm cutting it, editing it so close. They're almost talking over each sentence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And where it just jumps and jumps and jumps. And then I was doing all the green screen stuff. We've been through a lot of transitions, through the last couple of years of, trying to put effects and all kind of stuff. And I really like doing that stuff sometimes. And then I was just like, like when all the view stuff, when they kind of limited all the things on YouTube for our category, I was like, well, I mean, I'll just, edit. I'm not going to spend as much time editing. Well, I didn't have as much time either. I started working again and I was exhausted. I started working in construction. So,
oh yeah, I bet. You
so,
sit in front of the computer and you start doing one thing and then you're like, man, I'm done.
Dude, I'm telling you. Yeah. I'd be like dozing off. Like, oh no, this ain't going to work. Yeah, we did the same thing. We watched all those different channels when we started and started learning how to edit, or just, I didn't even watch anything on how to edit like, like you did. I did the same thing you did. Just C7 Viper, Novrich. But Scott, I remember I was watching a Novrich video. It was a gameplay video. And this was after their like second or third time going out, with the GoPros on, and we were starting to do gameplay videos. And I was like, you know what? Watch this video. And it was, I don't know, a 12 or 15-minute video. The first like 8 minutes was it wasn't even gameplay. It was him in his apartment, getting all like prepping and getting all the gear ready. His friends, like walking down, loading their stuff. I'm like, bro, that makes a good video. That's cool. Like if you just, it's just, and these guys didn't have like awesome, real gameplay, sniper shots where, we could put a whole lot of that in. So, we just learned from it.
But that's where I get kind of like torn feelings, because when somebody finds something that works, they always put it in there, and then it's like, okay, we seen you do this last video.
Yep.
So why would we want to see you loading your car again for 8 minutes? Like, I like to include like some cool like scenery shots and stuff when I go to events.
Yeah.
But like, time I edit my video, I'm just like, nobody really cares about a tree while you're driving down the highway. And then like, it's like, okay, well, I just filmed for 2 hours and I have 10 minutes of footage. That's great. And then I just take bloopers from it and throw them up on the shorts for
Yep.
YouTube members.
You know,
Like
that's something I haven't done yet. I don't think I've done one short on our video. When
it,
that started, I was like,
it
I don't
helps.
know how to do it. You know, what do you do? Just cut? Do you have
Uh,
to do it from your phone?
Mostly yes, but you
Okay.
can do edits. You can cheat. There's
Oh,
a
okay.
you can, since I'm sure you guys have different emails and stuff, you can actually edit the video through like your Premiere Pro or whatever you're doing. Send it to your email, download it to your phone, and then upload it as a short on YouTube. Click short,
Oh, okay.
the shorts, that way you can actually film. And depending, like if you have iPhone or whatever, your quality is actually better if you film it from your phone.
Oh, okay.
My short
Okay.
done just from my phone versus through Premiere Pro, and then YouTube takes that hit and drops it down to 360. And on shorts, there's nothing you can do, so it's all pixelated. And I'm like, that's garbage. So then I started filming with my phone, and I did a short that actually blew up my channel, and I got 13,000 views just by showing off my sniper rifle.
Damn.
And literally, it was like 16 seconds. What is your favorite sniper rifle? And I got almost like, I want to say 200 subscribers just from this one video.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm like, okay, I didn't even mean for that to happen. What just happened to my channel? Like, I thought like somebody was buying like subscribers or something. So I went in and checked all my settings and everything else. And then
Yeah.
he's like, I watched that one video and it said 13,000 views. I'm like, there ain't no way. Something is going on. What is going on? So I contacted C7 Viper and he said, no, the shorts they're pushing right now. So
Ah.
and he's like, you'll notice if you have a video that starts trending, your sub count's going to jump. And I'm
Oh,
like, oh,
that's cool.
I panicked because views, I went from like 100,000 views to almost 200,000 now in less than like 3 months. And I'm like,
Right.
okay, what is going on? But then I've been keeping track on what videos are getting views. It's all the shorts.
Yeah.
Now, upload a full video, it's got like maybe 100. I'm like, huh?
Dude,
So I don't know
it's
what,
so crazy.
like if they're just pushing the shorts mainly, or if
I think so.
them just isn't there anymore for airsoft.
Well, maybe they're pushing them, but they're also, I've noticed with myself, is when I'm scrolling on my phone and like Instagram, whatever, like I'm watching those short videos, you know, the reels.
Yep.
I'm watching that like more than I'm scrolling through people's posts.
Yeah.
I mean, they're interesting, you know, and they're like 30 seconds or whatever. Like, so that is something I need to look into. But, you know, I can even, I mean, I transfer files back and forth on my phone through my PC or whatever with, you know, a cable. So I've done that in the past where I've, you know, made some videos or whatever, pictures. I made slideshows for like our family and stuff, and just, you know, plug my phone in, just drag and drop it into my
Yep.
phone. So yeah, I didn't know. Okay, because I was like, when I first learned about it, I'm like, I got to go out here and film. Like, I don't know how to do this shit. You know, I didn't want to learn.
And you
And
strip down different files. Like on the shorts category, you can do up to 60-second videos. So you
okay,
they post like a minute and a half video and trim it down to just the part that you want on there. So there's different ways that you can do it, and shorts seem to have helped blow up some small channels and made them like 56,000 subscribers now just because they post shorts all the time.
that's crazy.
But I try to keep it where I have a healthy mix of short and full videos. So just in case people are like, okay, shorts are getting old, I want to see a full airsoft unboxing.
Yeah,
And 1 minute unboxing, like I want to see some details on somebody's stuff.
yeah.
I don't just be, oh, here's a gun, and then end a video. Like, okay, what the hell was it?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Well, when we there was
I,
one there was one unboxing we did, and it was early on, and I was, you know, like I said, I was impatient, so I was, you know, I was doing all the editing. So we'd get done filming, and I'm like, so I cut this thing. It's one of our shortest unboxing videos for like, you know, multiple, you know, because there was four of us, and we each had a box. But I mean, I cut every single thing extra out. It was just, you know, open, show the gun, talk about it, whatever, and then the next one, I mean, I cut everything out. I had like a handful of comments on that video saying, "Thank you for making it shorter. That we didn't have to wait through all this or skip through," because I know when I started looking at my analytics early on, I was like, so we have X amount of videos that are 5 minutes each or whatever. The average watch time
It was
is
like
like
30.
42 seconds.
Yep.
I was like, what the fuck? Okay, so I guess we're boring. I don't know. Like people are just clicking through.
And I think the main problem though with the airsoft unboxing is people do get impatient, like you said.
Yeah.
They want to see what the hell you get, so then they can jump to the next video or see if they want to buy the same gun that you got.
Yeah.
So I got to the point now where I torture subscribers. So I'll get these boxes from Keeper, and one will be a box of random gear, and then the main event will be the gun. So I'll start with the gear first, just to make people sit there and watch or click through faster,
Yeah.
and I'll do what's clickbait to them, and I'll put other video links at the top, like how you can set other videos.
Yep.
But then I'll clickbait it. I'll make sure that it's something that they'll want to see, like unboxing
Yeah.
it 42, and they're like, "What?"
I one of the videos I just watched from you from your channel. You're really good at that, by the way, putting those little cards up there. I'm horrible at it. So I always forget, and then I post the video. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't do it. I know I can go back in and do it, but I'm like, fuck it, whatever. But you're really good at that. I just watched one of your videos where you had you were talking about DJ, I think, about that gun
Yeah.
that he did, and you were like, you had a card pop up, and I was like, oh shit, he's okay, he's on top. Then right after that, you had another card pop up about something. I was like, that's awesome, man.
I try to space it out. Like, you'll have an end screen, which is obviously your own subscribe button and a random video. And then, like, if I do an unboxing, like, say you send me something randomly and I have no idea, I go to the P.O. box or whatever, and I have this package, I'm going to link your channel, and I'll be like, oh, well, I'm not opening this until you subscribe, and then I'll point to it, and then there's your link. Like,
Oh,
and then
that's cool.
people will go to your channel and see what else that you have, and then that's when we can clickbait people in to be like, oh, well, we're giving away this, so if you join Patreon or our memberships on YouTube, you can be entered in. And that's what I've started doing, and DJ has been like my biggest supporter since I've started memberships. He's even sent me pictures, and I'm like, I want that, and then he'll be like, I don't want to sell it. I'll be like, I got $300 right now that says you do, and he'll be like, okay. So I'm just up that will be really fun. It is an unboxing from DJ. I bought one of his personal guns.
Nice.
Immediately after he sent it, he had regrets of it. So I had some fun with the video, but he's totally fine.
Yeah.
He used the money to buy what he actually really wanted instead of what he sent. So be on the lookout for, I bought a subscriber's gun video coming real soon. I think it's like the first week of February.
Okay.
And another thing I noticed, YouTube likes, I do one video a week on Thursdays, a full video. But I'll post a short on a Monday and like a Friday. And it helps regulate like your views coming in. Because then I'll bring in new people, and then they'll see that you do full videos, and they'll start watching others. Well, and I think that's what has gave me the motivation to keep posting my content the way I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole new game changer with the shorts. Like, you'll notice, like, you may post a video and it blow up after like you see some of our videos are getting like 40 views.
Yeah.
And then you'll wake up and it'll have like 10 views, and then like 4 hours later it'll be like 1,000 views, and you're like, how did that happen? So I think they're just pushing the shorts really hard.
Okay.
And like, if somebody clicks on, say, Grand Thumb's video, yours may pop up right after his.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how that works. Like, you may get some weird, almost porn style stuff to an A10 Warthog.
Yeah. No kidding, right?
Yeah, it's weird on them shorts and reels. Like, you got to be careful what you click, because you might get in trouble.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through these reels. I'm like, where the hell? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not like, where did this come from? What the?
Yeah, like you're looking at like people with guns, and then all of a sudden it's like some half naked lady just for the views. I'm like, nice. That's not what I was thinking.
No, I always get the outdoor ones, which are cool, but somebody chopping down bamboo sticks and throwing them in a pile, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, where the fuck did this come from?
And I
Oh
go
yeah.
from aviation to deep sea fishing, and I'm like, I don't know if that's a good mix. Like underwater, not good.
I'm saying. Well, it's funny. You'll start talking about something with somebody one day,
And then it pops
and then
up.
the next day, or even that same day, 100%, bro.
Yep. FBI
Yeah.
us bugged.
Yes. I know. It used to be, it used to kind of freak me out, a couple years ago when that started happening. I'm like, whatever. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You
If they
know,
want to know something, they're gonna find out anyway.
I mean, I'm not going to put my fucking phone in a damn, aluminum case and fucking, aluminum foil case or whatever.
Or wear aluminum foil hat around.
Yes.
That's,
Seriously. Well,
but
that's cool, man. You've got, oh, go ahead.
are you actually still playing, or are you just more behind the scenes?
So these guys are still playing. So they just went to an event a few weeks ago, but they didn't take any cameras. They didn't do, when they started all this, their schedules changed and stuff. They they got busy. They
Yeah.
work and all this other stuff, but they kind of lost interest. So because I asked them a few months ago, I've asked them multiple times, but I'm like, are you guys, do you want to do something? Like, do you want to do a video? Do you want to do something on the channel? And they're like, well, we're busy and we're just kind of like, we're going to go play once in a while, but we're not as into it as we used to be.
Yeah.
So now, Coltrane, he's moved in with his girlfriend. She's got kids. So he's got a family. They just bought a house actually. So
That's
they're
not.
moving. Yeah, they're moving. They're going to be about 15 minutes away from us, and they're moving the first week of February or something. And then JP, him and Liz are back together, so they've got their toddler. So and then his work schedule changed, so they're real busy. Chris is he's like a supervisor. He got promoted where he's at, and it's a manufacturing job. So they work shit tons overtime.
Yeah, I was about to say he's always
Yeah.
busy.
So that's and then right around the same time I started working, like I said. So it was kind of and then we were just coming out of kind of being a little deflated, I think, when YouTube started, when our views and monetization it just fucking tanked. So we were
Yeah.
like, well, and it's not like we started out only to make money on YouTube. They were having fun, we were filming just like, like you were talking about. But when you start seeing that progress, and then it just gets pulled out from under you,
Yep.
it's
Tough.
kind of discouraging,
It
you
really
know?
is, and especially because of that, then your followers don't get to see that you're posting as often unless they have the notifications. Then you see your sub count start to do this, and it's like, I'm posting content, guys. You guys have to hit that bell notification
Yep.
because you're being cock blocked by YouTube now because they want to think everything's a real firearm,
Yep.
everything's dangerous, everything's going to kill people. It's the
Oh,
cancel culture. That's all it is.
it is. Well, I
And it's
remember when they first started doing that, we were getting notifications or I was getting messages on our Discord from so many people that have been with us since the beginning, saying, "I didn't even know you had a video come out. I didn't even
yeah,
know you went live because I'm not getting notifications anymore." Their notifications got turned off with some update from YouTube, so they had to go back in and re-hit the bell. I was like,
and it's like the only way I see that you guys have videos, I've had your notifications on since I followed you. The
"Yep,
only way I see that you guys are posting content now is through Discord. It
yep,
never notifies me on YouTube at all. The only
no."
one I get
Well,
sevens maybe once a month, but he also has a Discord so I can keep up with when you guys post.
right,
And that's the only way I know you're posting because the bell's on.
yep,
And I send screenshots to channels like, hey, this is set. Why am I not seeing your shit?
yep.
And it's like, okay, well, You guys post in Discord, I jump in, watch. That's how I seen the interviews with Keeper. And then he's like, well, E-Rock said you should get in there. I'm like, I'm cool with that because I've supported them since I found them. Like,
Dude, from the very beginning. Yeah. I
and
remember that.
I had your patch, and then the wife bought me one around the same time. So it's still a debate on which one. I know yours was the first one on the wall,
Yeah.
but I had other patches here because she bought them at one of my Airsoft events. But I can't remember which one I had first physically in my hand.
Right.
Because the other ones, like, I've become a patch hoarder now. Like, every time I see someone, I
Oh
need.
yeah.
So, yeah, but I'm pretty sure yours was the first one on the wall. And then it just escalated. You're still up there. And then I have still that original business card with the wax stamp on it.
Yep.
I keep all that stuff. And it's still
That's cool.
in a bin behind my computer where I edit.
That's
So
awesome.
I make sure I hold on to notes from subscribers when they send stuff. Like I said, I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. I just don't want that kind of attention to be known for a guy that's pushing, because there is negativity in airsoft like every other sport.
Sure.
There's people that are going to just target you just because you're doing something they want to do, but just don't push themselves to do it.
Right.
And that sucks to say, but that's how it is. That's how hate
that's how it is.
started. It's like, oh, well, TriFecta is up to 12K subscribers. I'm going to report all their videos just because I don't have the stuff to film. Work. Like, I'm the hard way. Like, I can't just depend on one video blowing up my channel and me becoming YouTube famous. It doesn't matter just because you have 54,000 subscribers that you're top-notch quality.
Right.
It means that you've caught attention to people that can only watch your videos for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Not a full unboxing video. So
I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a full unbox. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a review in 60 seconds.
you
and
should.
put it on a short.
You should. Yeah, like, I have a ring light that's set up. I got two different ones here. One's off, one's on. And I've started recording with an actual camera. But all of my content until last week's video has either all been done on the phone or GoPros. So like I said, I've stepped up my quality control like a lot.
Yeah.
Just by watching what you guys do, like the OBS and stuff like that for your lives. I'm like, how does he do this? And then I Twitch streaming, and then I caught on to what you were doing. I was like, because YouTube, and you can go live that way.
Hey, listen, it took me probably 10 different videos I had to watch on how-tos to set this thing up. I swear to God, that little, some of the recent lives, I created a like live intro with a countdown.
Yeah.
It took me for fucking ever to figure that out, bro. I swear to God, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, everybody makes it seem so easy. Like, you watch these streams and then they have this countdown.
Yep.
I don't know if you know Task Force Podcast. They're another one that does something similar to this.
I've heard of that.
They're based in, like, I think Kansas.
Okay.
And they do MilSim events and stuff, but they do a similar podcast where they bring in airsoft people and have them talk and ask questions.
Yeah.
And they have, like, the coolest. They got different camera angles that pop up and everything else.
Yeah.
Make it look so simple, but they have an audio mixer on the table ready to go. And it's just two dudes, and they just run this stuff like this. I'm like,
yeah.
How did you do that so good? Like, I can't even get half of that.
Bro, if I saw an audio mixer, I'd be like, so, can somebody push this button over here? Like, what?
When you slide it forward and the sound just shuts. All right, I'm not touching it no more.
No, the stuff I'm doing now, this is like my limit, bro.
Yeah. Okay? And like I said, I give them mad props. They got like 3 or 4 different camera angles. They have the chats that pop up in their live stream so you can see it on the side, plus the live box. And I think it's like through Twitch and YouTube at the same time, so you can see everybody's comments from both medias.
Oh, wow.
You guys are like the OG gangsters of live.
Hell yeah. That's
like,
cool.
Amazing. So if you get a chance, check out one of their podcasts.
Yeah.
and they're great dudes to get involved with because that was actually my first podcast I ever did. And then my second was the guy named Lise Airsoft over in Ireland. And then with you, you're my third one.
Yeah.
And it's fun doing these because then you find out some more behind the scenes stuff on people that you don't expect to hear.
Right.
It's like, oh, E-Rock does all the hard work and editing while the boys just play. Rude.
Oh man. Well, before I started working, I was stuck at home.
Yeah.
I wasn't well, so I had all the time, and I wanted to. Like I was literally going nuts, bro. Plus, I was on steroids. They had me on steroids to help me get around,
Yeah.
and so I was literally sleeping like 2 to 3 hours a day at random times. And I was just fucking hyper, bro. I was like, give me more content. Come on, let's film. Let's do something. I gotta,
Yeah,
I was just,
you guys were killing it for the longest time. And then I noticed like I wouldn't see nothing, but then I would go to your channel and then there was like videos I'd missed and I'm like, what is going on?
oh yeah.
And then here recently I noticed like there's only been a couple hit and miss and they've been mostly the podcast. I'm like, okay, did the guys quit on them and just leave them hanging or what? Like, I don't know.
I think a combination of things. All their schedules changed. I was not easy to be around. I was very, very difficult to be around because being stuck in the house, I was just, probably angry and bitter about my situation. I was always on edge from the steroids and just, and I'm already kind of high strung,
Yeah.
so I just, yeah, I think it was a combination. I think I kind of pushed them out a little because they didn't want to get yelled at anymore about, hey, do this, do this, do this.
Because you was keeping them on a very tight schedule, like, because
Oh,
you tried to keep it so, like, planned out.
yeah.
And, like, I know how it was behind the scenes because you told me one day when they get off their asses to do it, I'm like, that explains why we don't have a video this week.
Oh, dude, I was typing out notes, like bullet points for them to talk about, like on a review or whatever. In the beginning, like we would go over a lot of different things, and I would type all this stuff out, print it out. I'm like, and then I hung a whiteboard up in the green room where we were, filming, and I would write all the notes out, like, okay, talking points, like make sure you say this, make sure you go over that, whatever. And oh yeah, I'm sure they got like, hey, fuck this guy.
Yeah. But
You know?
that's why I quit, like, trying to plan ahead. I
Yeah,
just let my videos roll because I've learned that I can cut, edit, and make stuff flow, even with editing. And
yeah,
if I focus on a point, that's when I'll start the stutter thing, and then I'll be like, I have to cut it anyway. So what's the point?
yep.
I'll be like the hop up, and I'm like, cut it. Stop worrying about it. Just tell them about the gun and have fun with it. And
Well,
I'm
this
like,
last,
yeah, this shoots 5-round bursts. What do you got?
yeah,
I got a
right.
Polestar now.
I did this unboxing, this most recent one, and when I pull the gun out, I'm like, man, this is really cool. It's got a straight trigger, I like and I put it at the very end as like a little blooper, but during the video, I'm like, it's got an ambidextrous charging handle, which is really cool. And I like that style, how it looks. I couldn't remember the name of the fucking part during the video. So I'm uh, like even throughout the whole video, like I couldn't remember. I'm like, and so I'm like, this, pulley thing back here. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Oh, yeah.
And your military background does not show at that time.
I'm saying, I'm like, bro, what? I'm looking like a fucking idiot over here.
I
Uh,
keep it. I don't know if you guys have it set up or not. Channel memberships as well. You can post exclusive content
oh
for
yeah.
just them. And I have so much fun just putting like my rude comments I make like off camera into just the memberships, and like I will trip and fall or drop something in the middle of a video, and members love that kind of thing. So like
I'll have to do
when,
that.
when you mess up, don't scrap the footage.
I just
Like
started that like
like
3 weeks ago, the membership thing.
yeah, I just got this ghillie suit from Russia, and it's one of the winter cams, and it's oversized because
I
it's a.
saw it.
Oh no, no, there's another one coming. I'm doing
Okay.
a comparison from the Amazon versus Gray Shop, which is the Russian shop over there. But it looks like a wingsuit because it's so baggy in the armpits.
Yeah.
And I like this rude statement, just like not thinking. And I was like, you know what? I have to cut that because there goes my channel. It wasn't like even meant. It just kind of rolled out. You know how like when you say something and it's just like,
Yep.
oh shit, I said that.
Yep.
And the suit, it looked like somebody that just got lipo done that hasn't had the skin thing done yet. And
Oh.
it's and I was like, yeah, it looks like somebody that just had liposuction. And I was like, oh, because then the wife was filming me, and she's like, I'm like, did I really just say that? I'll have to cut that. So I just keep all them like little bloopers just in case.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
it doesn't matter if people get their feelings hurt. There's always going to have that happen.
Oh
No,
yeah.
even if you make the cleanest video and don't say anything wrong,
Yep.
going to have their feelings hurt because you got the gun they wanted, or can I have that gun free, or they just don't want to put in the work for it. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to have fun with airsoft. It's not meant to be anything serious. We shoot
Right.
plastic balls at each other.
I know, right?
It's not worth getting your feelings hurt over a toy gun.
Yep.
Like, it's okay if you guys want to fight each other, do it on your own time. Don't do it in the middle of an airsoft game. Don't be yelling, "Oh, bro,
No.
I hit you." If you hit them and they don't call it, just be a man about it. Just shoot somebody else. They'll call it. I'm sure.
Like, yeah, you're hit, walk back, and start over.
Yeah,
Like respawn. Like it's no big
there's
deal.
there's one I have on my channel, and it was a controversial issue because I posted a diffusing drama situation on my channel. Well, this kid peeked the corner at the same time I had my gas blowback AK,
Yeah.
which I always run mine under the joule limit so then I can have no MED without hurting people.
Gotcha.
And I'm under, I think I run 0.98 joules when I run HPA. So it's like way under.
Yeah.
And this kid peeked the corner with his pistol, and you can hear the BB hit the wall and roll across the concrete floor. And he claims I was hit after I shot him.
Yeah.
Got mad about it. Bro, I hit you. I said, bro, I got cameras. I'm sure you didn't. But instead, he gets pissed and started walking away. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I walk up. I'm like, bro, it's fine. I said, I'll take it. I'll go back to my spawn. You go back to yours. We knuckle touched and we talked afterwards. I showed him the footage and he was like, okay.
That's cool.
And I'm like, it ain't worth having a big drama scene in the airsoft community. I'm not trying to make a name and put somebody on blast because they think they hit you all the time. And I'm not trying to gain subscribers off of airsoft drama like
Yep.
a lot of people are doing. It's not worth it. Like, I want to be a positive channel. That's why I cut like most of my language on my videos. There'll be a couple times I'll say like something small, but I'm not dropping F-bombs all the time. Like,
Oh.
this gun.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like, there'll be times I open boxes and I look at the gun and I'm just like, piece of shit. And then I'll cut it because I can't do that. I don't want to do that on my channel, but there's
That's how, that was one of the things we had to find a balance on with all these different mystery boxes we were getting when we first started doing reviews on those guns that we got. We were like, well, we wanted to be we want to be honest about the gun, but we don't want to talk shit about the company or the brand or whatever.
yeah.
And that's a balance that we had to that we started out like as soon as we get done filming the unboxing, we'll pull it out and we're like, bro, what the fuck is this thing?
Yeah,
About
exactly.
to, throw this thing against the wall. But but we didn't want to say, we didn't want to be like, but we also didn't want to be in our reviews being like, oh yeah, everything is great about this gun. This gun's awesome when it's, average,
Like, this is like any other CYMA that you can get. It shoots hot out of the box. You probably can't use it on your local field because it's over the FPS limit.
Yep.
It's like, okay, but it's like Novrich. I used to absolutely fucking hate Novrich products.
Really?
Because it was all about the hype. Everybody would just
Oh,
show these positive reviews. I'm like, you know what? There is nothing great about every gun. There is always
No.
something wrong with it. And then you see these biased ass reviews. So now I have the SSG 24, an
Nice.
SSG 10, an SSP 1 pistol, and then I have the uh, SSX 23. And I will say, other than feeding issues, the SSX 23 is actually pretty good.
Yep.
The snipers were better than I thought, but they do have some problems.
Hmm.
But I gave Navrich the benefit of the doubt. I even sent him a personalized letter saying, I used to hate you. I used to hate
Really?
Oh, yeah. I sent him one of my patches for his patch
Yeah.
log. And it was one of those things, like, I wanted to try it for myself and not believe biased reviews.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, I tried his product. I kind of like the pistol, but it does have feeding issues. You have to like do some custom mods to it to make sure it feeds right. I hate that.
Yeah, that's not
I
good.
I want to buy it like how you're using it in your video. I don't want to have to customize it
Right.
because you didn't put a part in right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to trash you because of that one thing, but I will make it known like, hey, this needs work in my reviews. And I think that's why I don't have sponsors from certain people, because they don't like honesty. They want you to be biased.
Mm.
And that's a terrible thing for any company to do.
Yeah, that's horrible. Like, you should want, honest reviews on so you can get better.
Yeah, and then if you're having people do biased reviews and more people are buying junk, it's like a review that you did on a Kalashnikov AK, and then I go and buy that same AK and it blows up on me, then that's a problem.
Yeah.
Like, because of your review saying it was all good and everything else, and it just blew up in my face. Like, okay, what was different in yours than mine?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if somebody's going to be biased, they're risking like everything that they have made for themselves.
Right. Well, that's the other thing. I mean, it's like anything else. It's like these rager videos. They're like these guys that make these videos and post them. They're doing it for the views, and I don't know if they don't realize that they're hurting the sport of airsoft by doing this. And they're airsofters. I'm like, bro, stop posting this shit because you're hurting the sport.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why they're so negative on airsoft now, because of all the cheating videos, all the fights and rage videos. And that's why I personally hated HPA watching those videos.
Yeah.
I hear a gun that sounds like an A10 Warthog coming at me. Like, I don't want to be nowhere near anybody with HPA.
Hell no.
And then you meet some of the players that play with HPA guns that play fair with them. And like I said, I have a Polar Star. I know what it can do. I absolutely know Polar Star can sound like an A10 Warthog coming down the field.
Yep.
But instead, when I bought it from Keeper, he already had it pre-programmed for, instead of full auto, it has a 5-round burst.
Nice.
So I it like that. So then just a click, and it's not overpowering. It's not overshooting. And then most of the time I just run semi only, but I can speed trigger if I want to, but I'm not one of the speed boy guys that just run around. I can't do that. No disrespect to any of them. Whatever they want to do, we're all in this sport together. Doesn't matter if you're slow soft, speed soft, or ghillie soft. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Like, we're all in the sport together and are supposed to have fun. But
I know one of the guys I was just talking to, Gunfather Milsim. He's got his own channel as well. I did a couple podcasts with him in the past, and the other day we were talking, and he said, we were talking about the same subject, and he said, not all HPA players are cheaters, but all cheaters are HPA users. It's like so true. Yeah.
And it's bad, because I think that is part of what started the downfall of airsoft on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because if you look at, say, an unboxing video versus a cheater video, the cheater videos views are like hundreds of thousands. Unboxing max, maybe if it's like a Navrich unboxing where it's like biased as hell, probably like 5,000. But you see these cheater videos and airsoft fights, and that's always the same videos.
Yep.
If you watch, no matter what channel does it, they will take somebody's video and use it.
Yep.
Oh, they're owning up. And then they don't realize that person has copyrighted them for stealing their content. And it's
we did
these ones to get closed because they're
That's
still.
the thing. They don't even do those reaction. Like we did a reaction video because we used another channel's video, and it was about that same content, and it was a channel that does a lot of that posting, of. But now it's his own personal, his own personal experience on the fields. But it'll take those, whatever happened. And we did a reaction video on one of those. I think we did one on a couple of different ones. But, it's where they'll stop the video and kind of make comments throughout
Yeah,
it. Like we made it our own video. We're not like stealing theirs. It's like we were watching it, what was going on. And those were fun. But it didn't last long. I think we only did like 2 of those. We were like, we're just tired of seeing all the drama in these videos, bro.
yeah.
Like, this is not what we want to do.
No, and then that's the bad thing because so many people wait for that to happen now
Yeah.
in your videos, and I think that's another reason because people don't want to see the positive side. It doesn't want to see you giving a gun to a new player that can't afford one. They rather see you beat the hell out of that player
Yeah.
just because he's new. Oh, you full auto mag dumped a kid, 100,000 views. You give that kid a gun, 10 views. That's all you get. It's
Yep.
like, okay, like that's what has killed it for me.
Yeah.
And I was forcing content because I didn't even want to go play anymore.
Uh,
It got to that point where I was getting discouraged because every time I would go, there would be some kind of drama. We'd be mid-game and fights would break out. And I'm like, oh, let me just run up and turn my GoPro on because this is all I'm going to get all day.
yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like,
Well, these guys, they did some CQB stuff in the beginning, but in one-day events or whatever. But they really gravitated towards the mill sims because the mill sims, you have a ticket you have to buy, which is usually over $100. You've got to travel usually, even if it's just like an hour, 2-hour drive.
yep.
And it's way more cost to enter a mill sim. You got to have all the gear. Like you got to bring everything to the field with you. They'll have vendors there, but you got to buy. If you forget something, you got to buy it. Like you got to have money to do a mill sim, and it weeds out a lot of these 14, 15, 16-year-olds that are really immature and not real. They're just brand new, get into airsoft. So they didn't like that stuff. They were like, we're going to go to mill sims. None of that shit happens, rarely.
Yeah, and if it does, the admins are normally
Yeah.
on the about it. Like, oh, there's about to be a fight. Like somebody did something, and then you see like 5 or 6 of these red vests come running across the field to get in between 2 guys that are arguing over who shot who first and everything else. And then all of a sudden, like, stuff's calm. Both players go back and chill out because they know, hey, you could get kicked from that event. You're not refunded.
Right.
You just lost $250 for going to 5 states away from you just to get in a fight with somebody. Like, that would be
Right. Because
pointless.
you couldn't control your emotions
Yeah.
through in a game. I understand it's heated. There's competition. You want to win. But like you said, bro, we're hauling around toy guns, shoot, like, dude.
That's like if me and you was sitting there playing Monopoly, and you beat me to collect money from Go First. I'm not going to jump up and be like, "Bro, you cheated."
Oh, I will.
I always
Yeah, I will.
money.
Oh,
I'm an embezzler.
oh, I'm gonna definitely lose my temper at Monopoly. Okay.
I have
No,
Monopoly boards in my house. They're so bad.
no, we play like Uno and Cards Against Humanity, that kind of shit. But yeah, there's never any arguments. I'm usually drinking when we play games anyway, and I'm a happy drinker. Like I rarely get mad when I'm drinking. Like rarely. But yeah, it's cool. Well, hey man, it's been really awesome talking with you. We'll have to do another one soon.
Yeah, definitely. Just let me know, and I'm game whenever.
Yeah. So where can people find you?
Instagram and YouTube are my only 2 that I run. I only have the one Instagram that I'm active on right now. It's Caleb Tucker Airsoft on both Instagram and YouTube. If people want to check out the content, they can. If they like it, they can stick around. If they don't, that's fine too.
Hell yeah. Awesome, man.
Like,
Well, I appreciate you, man.
make sure you check these guys out too, even though they don't make videos like they used to because the kids are lacking.
Life happens, man. You know how it is.
Trust me, I know it sucks,
Yeah.
but
Well, listen, man, I really appreciate you being part of what we're doing since the very beginning. And of course, we're with you on your journey as well. Just having fun doing what we're doing. So
yep,
appreciate you, man.
not a problem, man. I appreciate you guys as well.
All right.
All right, man.
Talk to you soon.
Later, bro.